Hello, Ashley. Thank you for sending your video in to this wonderful charity. So I've had a little bit of a glance at this video, bits and pieces. And the first thing I'd say with these trot poles is I think you'll have a better effect of strength and self-carriage if you come to the trot poles in a bit more of a balanced trot. So you got a big, open, strong-looking horse. If you could maybe even make the trot poles just a hair tighter so that he has to back up and sort of use himself. It's a great exercise you're doing using the trot poles, then the cantering, then back to trot and whatnot. And I think if you could get this canter just a little bit shorter too, just a little bit more together, so when he does the downward transition to the trot, really, really balanced and up and down, and then same with the canter. Hey, buddy.
I thought you were in bed.
Hey, careful, I'm watching the video. So your position's good, your ride's good. Obviously, we've got to make him just a little bit rounder in the flow. Hey, outside.
Can I have a couple of them?
Yeah. So we've talked about the pace and the rhythm. Now we got to get it a little bit rounder as well. So that shape there is good. When you go to a bit of a stretching trot, when you relax him, the trot you have there is really good. Jump's good, eh?
Stay right there.
Oh.
No, I'm allowed to.
Definitely, once you get your horse just a little bit rounder and a little bit softer, I think he'll jump even better.
One more, please.
Good. For training at this height, I'd maybe add one stride between those two jumps, even if it feels like you got to yank back on him. But I think it's important to teach him to jump a little bit more off his hocks, and I think you'll get that a bit more if you do have him on a shorter canter and a deeper distance. So those last two distances I like, where they're nice and close and he has to pop back and sort of rock back and jump. Good walk too. For jumping this height, I'd actually go down one hole with your stirrups too. This is a good height for competition, but I like to ride just a smidgen longer for training, and sort of allows you to wrap your leg around the horse, and it also keeps you a lot more central on the horse. He reminds me of a couple of horses I have. They've got the same sort of head and neck that sort of pushes up in the air. And I think with your flat work and over the small jumps, if we could position his neck to be just not so stuck, a little bit softer and a little bit more flexible. And then as a rider, just gently trying to just gently work on his shape a little bit when you're going around the track. See when you're cantering around there, see how your seat pops out of the saddle every couple of strides? That'd be a small thing you could work in on and improve. Maybe add one more stride in there. I know it gets a bit backwards, but you could use that turn, stay out a little bit. And that, to me, is a great competition ride, but for training and schooling, it's a little bit long and open. And you're more just trying to, every now and then, put one extra stride in for training, more to teach him to come in a bit more of a balance, and also that he steadies up for the jump a little more. Good ride there. You could actually even make those X's even taller. It's top of the standards. And maybe even a pole between them, just so it sort of really makes him stall and look into the jump. Good thing is sinking down in your seat there and tall. Got a little touch there, that's not going to hurt him. Good, make sure you do those lines straight. He's sort of anticipating the left turn. I think you just yelled out that you're coming again. Good. Every now and then make him turn right on the end of that line, so he just stays straighter after the jump. Good. A little bit long there. When you give him a long forward open one, he jumps it massive and tears off like a wild man. So you're trying to put him into, just generally speaking, a slightly deeper distance to the jumps, which makes him pat the ground and jump up high like that. So just to recap, is rideability is important. So we've got to try and work on in his flat work of getting his canter a bit shorter and him rounder and softer in the trot and the canter. And then when we're going for those trot poles, put him together a little bit more and balance him. And then you're always looking for a slightly deep distance, and also continuously working on the shape of his body, a little bit rounder and a softer between the jumps. And the only last thing is with your position of seeing if you can sink into him and melt into him a little bit more when you're cantering along, that you're not popping out of the saddle. It could have been deeper there. He's quick with his feet though, isn't he? Like, even if you get there a bit wrong, he finds a way to get out of it. Very good. All right. Good luck with him.